Rivals. Right, so Gumfaction are the team that's attacking, Paella Old School are the team that is defending. The attacking team have 4 mauls, 2 long swords, 2 short swords, a couple of glaives, a couple of muskets, a couple of jewel blades, and a pike. They have a lot of shield maidens, quite a lot of fort brachio, good chunk of, looks like, chevaliers. They do have Varangians, they do have Shenjis, and they do have Flames. The defenders have a shit ton of Varangian. They also have Flames, also have Shenjis, got a couple of shield units, a couple of fort brachio. They are not going to sally out, though, looking at it. No, they're not going to be sallying out. So both teams have got similar setups. I think there's more Varangians on the defending side, but both teams have got a lot of CC or crowd control units, as in the Flames and the Shenjis. There is only 2 free sets of Zakalian, and that is for the attackers. So if the attackers can get rid of the specialist units from the defenders, because there are only 3 players that can bring specialists from the defending team, then the attackers can start running roughshod over the defending team. So, who's on both teams? We got Kiss My Bird, Kiss My Banana, Kiss My... Oops. A lot of Kiss My Thingamabobbers on the Paella Old School team. Gladsheim is on the Gumfaction attacking team. And let us get this match going. I hope there's going to be different tactics on the defense, but as we just saw on the last game, 2 completely different methods of defending, and yet both teams managed to pull off their different defensive methods. Obviously, the initial phase is the boring phase. People are jumping up, getting on cannons. The defenders trying to get rid of a few of the units. The attackers just try to get rid of the stuff as quick as possible. So here's Gladsheimer playing Maul. That's actually quite a nice... That is quite a nice attire. I like that one. Magma. I'm not a fan of your like radioactive lion skin or whatever that is. Or tiger skin. Right, who else have we got on the attacking team? Kalashnikov's a good player as well. I've seen him cutting about quite a lot. Who else we got over here? Castile. Riadin, just absolutely running around being an absolute pest. By the Lorcar. I'm just having a look what units he's sexy. Llama the Alex. He's got his IPGs pushing the tower. Good. Defenders up here. Obviously, like every team, will not be defending the A point. They'll be pulling off now. We've got some topper guys up here as well. Weeds. Treb going in now to just get rid of a couple of the heroes. Kind of wasted. Although you can't really use it at the beginning phase anyway. And if you have a couple, if you do get to the end point, it's actually GG by that point anyway. So we've got some muskets up here, Kiss My Ups and Kiss My Banana, just like bombing the crap. And putting Caldrops down to slow down the tower as much as possible. But everyone knows the towers are going to get in. That's why there's not really that much effort going down. The defenders just have to be aware when they pull back. Because if they get caught out, they might lose a couple of heroes for no gains. There's still some decent mortars coming in from the attack. Is that mortars or is that sexy... Oh yeah, that's sexy, getting cannon shots over and actually hitting, landing some hits on the units over here. It was actually nice looping shots as well, so GG for getting that done. Right. The ram is about to drop, actually. There's enough muskets here that is actually going to die. The attackers are going to be able to push A, though, but if they can get rid of that ram, which it looks like they're going to be able to. Yeah, there it goes. So that's going to slow them down quite a bit when they get their initial foot off. Did he just accidentally fall off the wall? I don't know if he's been seen. I think Kiss My Bird just accidentally... Oh, Sky Breaky's on it, though. And Kiss My Bird just got murdered by a longsword. So the A point is being captured, or is about to be captured. There are going to be, what, 10 minutes for the push, or 10, 11 minutes for the push on B. The attackers have got Claymores, they've got Varangians, they have Shenjis, they do have Flames, they have a number of Varangians, they have a number of Shield Maidens, where Shield Maidens at the minute are very strong. The attackers have also got Shield Maidens, they've got IPGs, they have Varangians, they have Imperial Shield Guard. Here are a set of Flames and Shenjis. So if the attackers can get into these units here, that's two of like the free support or like specialist units that are going to be down straight off the bat, which is going to be a big problem for the defenders. I think if those two die, they can literally just bring 2 more units out on specialists. So it's going to be interesting to see how aggressive Gumfaction are when they go in for their specialist units. Obviously, they need to see them and then they need to get rid of them. The Flames for the defenders, sorry, could do absolute work. And it looks like units, the Flames and the Shenjis from the attackers are actually being removed. Oh, they could get caught out here, though. There's a number of defending heroes jumping on top of those Flames already. They managed to kill a couple of them. There's some more coming now as well. They've been pushed back a little bit, though, by the attacking team's muskets. I think they maybe lost a unit or two there, though, which is obviously... Some free Siphorophanoi kills is always good. And the attackers are actually changing out their units. Look, they've got a number of units on the resupply down here. I think they're actually just going to all go in. And they're going to try getting rid of the specialists that are all going to congregate on this area here. So it's probably just been called. Here are the Flames. Here are the Shenjis. Because obviously they can see on the tab what units are out. They're going to sacrifice their heroes to get rid of as many of them as possible. Here are some more coming in now. They're all going to congregate on these on these specialist units. Because if those Flames can get killed, the Flames are the main ones that need to go down. Then they're going to be able to push in a lot easier. But the defending team are absolutely murdering them. Obviously, they've got a lot of heroes here. They have a lot of units as well. So it looks like the Flames have only lost... Well, the Shenjis actually have lost the majority of their units, and it looks like there's only maybe 1 Flame unit up. The defenders... Oh. So we do have a dual blade. Sisuke Lannister is getting chased by the entirety. The entirety of the defending team. He may actually be able to get up onto the wall, though, in time. He's gone invisible. Neurotic's after him, though. Neurotic's like, not today, dual blade. Not today. Is he actually going to be able to kill him? Oof. Oh my god, that dual blade needs to get farted on, then he's dead. Is Zephyrox going to be able to catch him? Oh! Has he got away? Oh no! Rest in pieces! Oh, it didn't work. Rest in pieces. And voice attack's like, go fuck yourself, dude. Right. Let's have a look. So it looks like the majority of the guys have respawned back in for Gumfaction. I like what they did, though, jumping on the Flames and the Shenjis. Obviously, they've just replaced the unit of Shenjis. And the Flames, they do have a new unit of Flames up as well. So they still have their full potential out, let's say, for crowd control units. The question, they're going to do the same, though, but looking at it, or is that just a bait look? I don't think they can afford to do that time-wise. Obviously, they would have the units, but I don't think time-wise they could actually afford to do that. These Shield Maidens here with multiple heroes helping them could easily kill those Shield Maidens. So Gumfaction need to start moving. They've got 7 minutes. They've got time for, what, 2 decent attacks? I think the gate is still... Oh no, is the gate down now? The gate is down now. Okay. So they're going to rotate round to the easternmost staircase and push down from there. I think by now they've seen where the Flames are. They've seen where the Shenjis are. And as we've seen, Gumfaction are acutely aware that those units need to die. These Shield Maidens going back here with the glaive, though. If he can time his move correctly, he's probably going to be up there to try and counter the Shenjis. Because obviously the Shenjis can throw their bombs further from higher up. So the fight's coming in now. These Shenjis and the Flames from the defenders are going to be the ones that are going to be doing the most work. So they're getting moved up fairly close. Look, White has got his Flames set up now. Oh, look at that. That is disgusting. The attackers need to be bombing that But the defenders coming from behind, Weed with his Shield Maidens, the attackers haven't seen it. The Shield Maidens are going to be on cover the commander. He's just going to jump in and Shield Maidens are going to start killing the Shenjis. And he's managed to kill a good chunk of them there straight off the bat. There was three units of Shenjis stacked on top of each other, so they've been completely removed. The defending Shenjis have been able to put work down as well. It looks like the flames were removed though. Good cavalry charge coming in from the defenders as well. Kiss my banana. Absolutely clearing up. The attacking flames are still doing good. Weeds' unit is still going though. Weeds himself is actually dead though. But they've managed to just ruin basically the entirety of the Shenjins. The rest of them are pushed down now, but the defenders are going to be able to collapse on those really easily. Both teams are down to 8 heroes apiece. The attackers are getting the westernmost supply point. They do have the easternmost one. And Skybreak is going to have to try and bug out of there. Kiss my banana and Topper Dance is going to be all over him. The fight over this side with the attackers, they are still actually being able to push in, and it looks like they're going to be able to clear out the gatehouse, meaning they'll be able to get cavalry support back in. Can the defenders, though, get in and clear stuff up? The attackers are getting reinforcements over this side as well with multiple Shield Maidens. Cavalry coming in, though. Winged Hussars are going to do absolute work against Shield Maidens. Oh, the Shield Maidens managed to get in the defensive posture, though, and actually tanked quite a lot of that damage very nicely. This is a scrappy fight, man. Hero-wise, it looks like it's very even for both teams. Good IPG work going off here to kill Kiss My Bird's Winged Hussars. Now, a lot of the defenders are pulling back to the western resupply, and the attackers still have control of the eastern one, and they're going to push on there now and clear out the rest of the units over there. The defenders are pulling back to base, and they are giving up B. That could be a huge mistake. Obviously, the defenders have a lot less units than the attackers as well, and if anybody's wondering, saying, why am I saying that? The colours are clearly the other way around. There's a UI mistake, so the units on the left-hand side in the red and the heroes on the left-hand side in the red are actually the defenders. So the attackers' Gumfaction are going absolutely man-bear-pig. They're putting so much pressure upon Paella Old School. Paella are trying to get new units out and pull back onto base, but they've been pushed that quickly by Gumfaction that they haven't actually been able to do it. Good preemptive treb going down there. Unfortunately, it's not actually going to be able to hit anything. The defenders do have quite a lot of cavalry set up in the back. The attackers are probably going to pull back now, I would say. It makes sense for them to pull back, regather at the supply point, get the units out that they want to get out, and do an initial attack. Obviously, ooh, Dual Blade jumping on Neurotic there. Neurotic's managed to disappear, and the Dual Blade has pulled back as well. So, the defensive posture for this normally is obviously in this corner here. The defenders stack up a lot, and obviously under this rooftop as well. The attackers cannot build any artillery, so there's going to be no mortars or any other shenanigans going down to ruin them. And normally, a very good push to do for the attackers is push all the way around behind the base, push in from this side here, or conversely from this side, and push in from the back. Because if the main blob here, they have to move in and fight you at this back corner, and you can treb all of this area. So if you can force an engagement here, you have like a Fort Brachio blocking any cavalry that's probably going to come through, possibly with shields, because that looks like... No, there can't be Chevaliers. Chevaliers have been banned. But if you have a unit of Fort Brachios and F1 blocking this bit here and the rest of the team push in, you force an engagement in this area and you can treb basically all of it. It's a really good move to do as the attacker. The defender have actually got onto the western resupply, and two of their heroes now, Efferox and Topper Dance, are going to be able to do that. And it looks like they're going to do the push that I just said from the eastern side, coming all the way from the back if they're clever. And forced engagement basically in this area, because then they can treb for days. So this mall needs to be very careful about getting caught out, and they are doing the exact push. It's because defending the base is really difficult. What we want to be seeing now is this Fort Brachio unit from, I think, is that Hijaz? Hijaz needs to get pushed here in F1 formation, maybe with a shield unit just to stop any cavalry coming through. You probably get away with not having a shield unit, to be fair, because Chevaliers are not a problem. And what they need to be careful for now is these should really just move around and come all from the back here. Obviously, the defenders know that if they push an engagement here, they're going to be in trouble. So they're going to try staying back as long as possible. However, if the attackers get in and get a decent foothold on the point, the defenders, oh no, they don't have any flames out from what I can see because they lost them at the beginning. And now the attackers are coming in. They've got a mole in the back here who's just going to keep these guys busy. Should probably just charge over them so they can't get on the fight here. There is a treb coming down now. That's going to do work. Oh, look at the timing of that tread, man. The main push is going in into here. Look, they're absolutely slaughtering the stuff in the background now. The defenders are trying to flank around, going the long way. They maybe should have come straight through here now, though. Although Kiss My Banana is going to do just that. It looks like the long short sword Kalimkor is coming back with his cataphracts. He's pushed a 2 button. He's going to try running across. I have no clue who's winning. There's just cavalry charges coming in from left, right, and centre if we push the tab. Both teams have dropped similar amounts of heroes. The defenders are actually losing more now, though. So it looks like the attackers got their attack going down. Good tread going down there to stop reinforcements. That is going to land slap bang on top of that Palace Guard unit that's coming through. Cataphracts now, or is that... Ooh, that landed straight on top of Zone U, but I don't think they really care. They're getting the cap off now. There is only one hero from the defenders, the Polax, and he's dead, so Topper Gontix is gone. And the attackers, I'd say it's probably GG. It's basically just a question of time. And the heroes trickling in from the defenders are just going to get murdered. Look at all this they have to get past. It's basically impossible now. You got cataphracts, you got all sorts of stuff running around there murdering. You got from this side, you got Ferengins, you got shield maidens. The short sword's going to be able to get in. There is a maul now in as well. Add the dual blade, but the cataphracts coming in are going to be too much DPS. There are the dual blades there, there's glaives there, busting people's damage up. Very well played. Neurotic needs to try and get in his cataphracts on point, but I think it's too little too late. They've only got 5 heroes up, the defenders. There is another short sword coming in now, though. How long is he going to be able to survive is the question. Another very good treb coming off. There are Shenjin bombs or Zakalian bombs. It's Zakalian bombs going off from Nestor Makino, I think. Or Mako even, Nestor Mako. And there are a couple of short swords left on point, but it's basically GG. Topper Gontix is going to try getting around now, but the attackers are going to be able to start just clearing them out very easily shortly. Look at them all just swarming these 2 short swords. So Topper Gontix managed to just get in on time. He's going to die, though. Kiss My Ups is maybe... Kiss My Ups has just managed to do it, but he's instantly dead. And there it is. GG. Gumfaction with a win. Honestly, don't know if that was the best call from Paella to pull back there, because defending base is basically impossible on this map. I don't think I've seen one team actually successfully defend the base point, unless there was so little time left when they got back there, it was just impossible. Or the attacking team just made a mistake and did it like it was a normal siege and actually just pushed from, if you like, the vanilla side, because on normal sieges, most attacks come from like this main road here on the east or the main road on the west, possibly sometimes from the south, but nobody actually comes around from behind like they should do. And ASD, that was the first round, and Gumfaction won. So, highest heroes killed for the attackers goes to Kirax Rias Albedo with 10. Assists goes for the attackers to Gladsheimer with 16. Highest units killed is Sexy Rabelia with 105. He has the highest troop kill score as well. Absolutely murdering things. And what I liked about this is Gumfaction could obviously see on the tab menu that there was 1 unit of Shenjis up and there was 1 unit of Flames up right at the beginning. So if we remove... No, the enemies are the attackers. Wait. If we remove the blues, you can see a massive chunk of heroes dying here, but they basically managed to wipe out a full unit of Shenjis and a full unit of Flames. And removing those meant they only had to deal with them 1 more time. That was when the actual main push, if you like, came in. Like the first one with units, technically the second one. And then as soon as they could get rid of those specialist units, it was basically easy money from there on out. It was a difficult game for Paella Old School to deal with from there in. But very nice tactic. I've seen that mainly done on Harbour City. Obviously Harbour City's got the A point up on the wall exactly like this. You have a resupply down on this side, and the second one's like closer to the base point. And what a lot of people do is when they capture A, they jump down on some specialist units. When they respawn, they all force respawn on the side gate and come through that way, and it can sometimes catch out the defending team. This time it was used to just get rid of specialist units. Nice to see a different tactic going down. Oh, Fatal as well. I didn't even realise that Fatal was on Gumfaction's team. Fatal's another shit player, but, you know, just calling him out for being terrible. What do you want me to do? For the defending team, Paella Old School, the most heroes killed was Kiss My Banana, also with the highest unit kills. So well done, that guy. Absolutely murking it today. doing absolute work. And I don't think they actually managed to kill that many of the specialists. No, there was one guy that come around with the shield maiden. So one guy will have absolutely loads of Shenjus. I want to see who it was, because that was a brutal flank. When the first main push came in with units, there we go, it was Weeds. 12 Shenjis and 10 Zakalian militia. That was when he charged from behind with his shield maidens. Managed to get stuck in there and actually clear out a lot of the specialist units for the... like especially units from the attacking team, which in that case was Gumfaction. So well done, Weeds. Wasn't maybe the top, but I'd say for my MVP for the defending team, that's got to go to Weeds. For that flank with the Shield Maidens was glorious. And it was the work it needed to do, man. And maybe if they'd have had two guys doing that, they'd have been able to clear out all of their specialists, and Gumfaction would have been in a world of trouble. But good games, man. We'll see how the next one goes down. Obviously, I'd say that defending especially if you can hold them at B, defending this map's pretty good. So I'd say Gumfaction have got the ball in their park now, and Paella are going to have to pull something special out the bag to win their match going forward. So, and thank you for the follow, Skybreak, much appreciated. So, toggle Gumfaction red, toggle Gum red, toggle Paella blue, toggle Paella red, toggle Gum blue. Ugly mug.
I feel sick already.
Right, I've just been DM'd as well. I've been DM'd. Alright, cool. Been pinged. Get in the lobby. It's the same password. What was the password though? Had to scroll up a little bit. Ah, this game's maybe starting slightly slow, and it was all my fault, guys. I apologize. Right, we did it, boys. We did it, boys. Oh, whatever, I wanted to do emote, but it's all good. But you're welcome, Abuser. Most appreciated. There's so many random emotes on Twitch nowadays, it's not even funny. I can't be bothered doing that, right? It'll be fine. And Rebby, thank you for the follow. I hope I didn't miss any. We'll go through now. No, I haven't missed any. Cool. Oh, yeah. So the first fight was really nice. Now, obviously, Gumfaction are going to be defending. Paella Old School are going to be attacking. And I think, honestly, I think this is Gumfaction's to lose now, because defending this can be absolutely brutal. Fatal, I am a legend. What do you mean? Yes, you are legendary. Legendarily terrible. Not quite as bad as Bubbles though, so don't be like, don't have to feel that bad. Prepare for rivals. Right, so the second match is about to begin. Paella with the attack, Gumfaction with the defense. Let's see how this one goes down. It looks like hero-wise, both teams are basically using the same or a similar setup to what they just had. Quite a few muskets for both teams. More mauls for the defenders this time. Saying that, I don't think they had that many mauls last time. But I think Gumfaction had that many mauls last time, so we'll see. There is going to be no Sally out, though. They do have a lot of units to fight. They've actually got a lot of wall fighting units. I wonder if they're actually going to defend A. The attackers have got quite a lot of anti-cav just off the bat, just to make sure they probably don't get sallied out on. They do have a lot of cavalry. They do have oh no, they've only got 2 flames and 2 Shenjis. That's like what they just had on the defense as well. And the defenders this time have still a lot more Shenjis. Oh no, they've got just 2 Shenjis and 2 flames as well. Interesting. So we'll see what that is. ASD Bubbles is our cheerleader. Oh yeah. Well, he's not even your cheerleader. He's just like, you know, those mascots. You know, like the dogs that's basically nearly dead and you just feel sorry for. And it's got like 3 legs or something and no eyeballs. That's basically what Liam is. I was second to... That's basically last. Don't be like that. And we all know you just paid the other guy. You just wailed at it. It's like, oh, please be worse than me so I don't look terrible. Right, let's get up into the air. I'm going to be interested to see, though. Honestly, looking at this, Gumfaction might actually go for a full-on A defense. Because they've got a lot of wall fighting units. I would actually laugh if they did that, if they risked it. So if we push tab, because as you can see at the top, nothing... Like, I don't understand how they could literally manage to make the UI worse than it already was. But they've managed it, and it's actually impressive how bad it is. So basically the stats at the top with the hero kills and the units being on the wrong side isn't even half of the story. The other half is actually that this doesn't update unless I have this at the bottom open, and this at the bottom is absolutely useless. That's why I every now and then just do that, just so it updates, because having it open is pointless. You literally can't see anything on there that's useful. So we're not going to bother wasting. Oh, what the hell's happened here? 2 muskets by the Lorcar and Hejaz have jumped down. Why though? By the Lorcar's regretting life right now. Hejaz as well. He's put a caltrops around. Are they just trolling? Like, why have they just done that? Rest in pieces. I don't understand why. Clearly they'd had enough. Gladsheim had gone on. They've been annoying them too much. They couldn't take it anymore. They decided to just suicide for absolutely no reason off the wall, and had a bet who could die first. So, you know, Gladsheim and Fatal. No, it was probably Fatal, let's be honest. Fatal's just so shit. They were like, do you know what? I can't be bothered with this crap anymore. Right? I've had enough. This Fatal guy's terrible. He thinks he's brilliant and he keeps telling me what to do, but he's fucking dog, right? I can't take it anymore. Just jump off the wall. I'm gonna suicide, right? I'm sick of it. Clearly what happened. Is Gladsheim even on this team? I can't even see. I can't just fucking tab and see. I think Gladsheim's on this team, isn't he? I'm looking. Where's... My brain's frozen. There's Hejaz. Look, he's back now. Lorcar as well. Am I going mental? I swear to God, Glads was here a second ago. Was he on the other team? Maybe? Oh, there he is. There's his unit at least. And there he is. We're saying it's Fatal's fault though, Gladsheim. I apologise. I got carried away with myself. I said it, you're playing Maul, you scumbag, right? It was Gladsheim's fault. And it looks like they're not actually going to defend the wall. There are a couple of heroes getting caught out on top here. So Riadin's going to get ruined. Kalashnikov may also die, but he's playing Pike, so we might actually be able to get away. And Riadin is dead. And Kalashnikov is also dead. So mistakes were made by Gumfaction there. Paella are like, you know what, boys? We're here. We're here to fucking nuke yous. Let's fucking go. Oh, you gotta love it. Right, let's have a look. So as you can see, the defenders just lost 2 heroes, but according to the game, the attackers just lost 2 heroes because the UI is just brilliant. I wish Boomin would hire even more of the caliber of game designers, or whatever you want to call it, UI designers that they've been using, because clearly they're like Bubbles tier designers. Right, what's going on here? These units are pulling back and just getting absolutely bombed the shit out of by 2 muskets. 3 muskets even, holy fuck. How many of these are going to die? 1 apparently. They just took a lot of damage there though, pulling back. That is rough. Right, so the attackers have spread out completely all over the wall. The defenders may actually be able to get their units back to a resupply and get healed up a little bit. The attackers aren't really doing anything, and because the UI is absolutely brilliant, I can't actually see how many specialist units are out at the minute for both the attackers and the defenders. The attackers should maybe start looking at getting a trap down here, though. Obviously, the first one will hit the archway, but the rest of it should actually get through, or at least some of it. And the attackers have gotten on the western resupply, although a good chunk of the defenders are rotating now. I don't know if Paella do a split push, if it's going to go down well, because whichever side Gumfaction push on with their entire team, they are absolutely going to ruin them. And Voldar756, thank you for the follow, my guy, much appreciated. Oh, it looks like they're stacking up on the side staircase. There are some guys going down this back staircase, so they're going to get the resupply. These guys need to be pushing, though, because if they start dragging people over, they're going to get ruined. There's only 2 guys over there. We're going to move on to a different angle so you can see what's going down. It looks like at least 3 or 4 free heroes are going to go back to deal with those 2. Obviously, we know units, they're going to die very quickly. There's a couple more jumping down off the wall now as well. And the big push is coming now from Paella Old School down the western staircase. They can only get pushed from 2 sides, basically, so this might actually be extremely good for them. Do the defenders have... They've got Zakalian here, they've got Shenji's there. They don't have flames up, though. The attackers... Oh, there are the flames. Okay, so... Oh my god, those flames are going to fucking ruin them. Those flames are just going to be able to sit there for days and just shoot there and ruin them. Obviously, there are Shenji bombs coming over the top as well, and the attackers have their own flames pushing in now. The attackers on this side have managed to get the resupply. They are collapsing onto the base point now. Who's this here? Kalimkor is coming around with his cavalry. I don't know if he's going to be able to do much over here because the main push from Paella has been absolutely ruined. However, if they can start capping B, which they should be doing, why are they just running over the point and not actually capping it? I don't understand. Oh, now they've got somebody on it. Right, I was going to say they need somebody just on there. They've got 2 guys on there now. They've got a lot of the enemy units from the defenders pinned in place here, although they've definitely lost a lot of guys doing that. They've like lost half their team. And I think getting the cap up on B was just too slow, man. Obviously, lots coming through the gatehouse now, and because everything's over on this resupply, they're probably going to be able to get through fairly easily. They'd lost a lot of units in that push as well, and obviously they lost a lot more of their heroes. So it is a scrappy fight so far, but I'd say Gumfaction is still got the advantage. The defenders are setting up on this point now. They've got IPGs up, they've got their flames up, they've got their shield maidens up. The flames are going to do absolute work. The attackers do not have flames up at the minute. At least none that I can... Oh no, they do have. Weeds at the back has got his flames up. If he can get his flames are set and shooting that massive blob as well, so they could do absolute work. There is cavalry coming through for the attackers now as well. It's like Eferox. Eferox's cavalry, if he can get through, could absolutely do work. The defenders actually managed to get onto the flames and negate those fairly quickly. Here comes another cavalry charge from a different direction as well. Very well played. Both teams are losing heroes fairly quickly, though. I'd say this is slightly in favour of the attackers so far. White on the resupply here, stopping the defenders from getting units out. Very well played. And it looks like the attackers have taken control in front of the gatehouse. They do have more heroes up at the minute. The defenders have actually dropped down to half their heroes. It looks like they're pulling back to the base point as well. And the attackers are going to be able to take B. Very, very well played. Like, I was not expecting that, if I'm honest. The defenders do have more units, though, and they do have less deaths, so they should be able to respawn a little bit quicker. B is now going to be taken, though. But they are basically in the exact same position as Paella. Like, Gumfaction are in the same position as what Paella were, just defending home base is extremely difficult. It is extremely difficult. So they're going to have to see. They can't just conventionally sit in the corner and wait for shit to happen because they probably are going to lose. They have Zakalian up, though. They have Shenji's up. Do they still have a unit of flames? I don't think that they do anymore. And the attackers... I think the attackers may not have flames either. They still have Shenji's up. I can't see any flames at the minute, and because the game's absolutely brilliant, the UI, I can't just tab and have a look. Neurotic's not going to get called out. I was going to say, you might have to worry there. If a mole would have been there to like snap him and then kill him, that'd have been bad times. So I'm going to try and see what specialists are up. So we have Zakalian, we have we do have flames for the attackers. That's going to be huge. Weeds again. I don't know if he's got a full unit though, but even if it's only half, It's slightly less than half. They can still do work though if they get into a decent position. I actually like the fact that Gumfaction are not just sitting on base point and they're like spreading out like that. That could be a good trap though. Good unit of Fortebrachios there. And they're moving. Ooh. Oh, lucky that they managed to just skim that though. But the amount of muskets that the defenders are using, they can do absolute work on the attacking team before they get into position. The slower the attackers are, the more damage that those muskets can do. And the fact that Gumfaction have got so many units not on the base point, they can actually completely counter this push from the attackers to get this resupply. I don't know why they're concentrating on that. They do not need that resupply. They should literally be like pushing. They can treb all of this, so it's actually pretty good. But like this is a very good tactic to stop from happening what Gumfaction did to Paella when they attacked. The defense from Gumfaction is so aggressive. Like, look at the cav charges coming in, man. Obviously the trebs can still go down here, but I think this is a better. They've got a better chance holding this Gumfaction than they do from holding the base point. They've got some guys pushing out from behind now as well, getting into the back of Kalimkor's unit. Kalimkor's got what? I can't see what that is, but they're being pike-walked. I think it's Shield Maidens. And Gumfaction are actually doing pretty well here. Unit-wise, it's still fairly even. There's only 100 in it. And the attackers are actually the guys that are losing the units at the minute, which is interesting. So the attackers are the guys that have dropped 5 heroes, and the defenders are actually doing good now. A cavalry charge coming here from Magmar as well, absolutely clearing up the rest of it. One from Kiss My Banana to counter it as well, both using winged hussars. Both teams hemorrhaging heroes though. However, the defenders have died, I think, less so far, and because the game's brilliant, I can't actually see by how many. So I think the defenders actually have a shorter cooldown, so they should be able to get into position quicker. And the defenders actually have 9 heroes up, and the attackers only have 6 at the minute. And yeah, look, the defenders, they're populating in a lot quicker than the attackers are. The attackers need to pull back, they need to reset, and they need to get new units out. They can't keep dying here for no reason. Like, these guys pushing here, well, they're going to get killed now. Like, this cavalry charge is going to come, and all these are going to die. They should have pulled back and reset. The cavalry didn't go in though, so they're lucky. Right, both teams are slowly respawning back in. Let's have a look. Rolling off walls is a tradition for muskets, ticket abuser. You're not wrong, man. You push that one jump flip ability and then you're off the wall. Right, but I do very nice defense from Gumfaction there. I like that they're very aggressively following the rotations of Paella and basically refusing to do the standard fight on base point and get absolutely ruined. It's nice to see, man. It's a good tactic to avoid getting crushed on base point with all the trebs, especially if there just ends up being a Zerg. I don't think this is a good idea pushing through the back here though. If they go straight up the stairs, they've still got 5 minutes nearly, man. They can rotate all the way around if they need to. But Gumfaction's rotations so far, at least on this base point, have been very strong. They've got a lot of cavalry up as well, so they can very quickly engage where they need to. What unit is that there? Is that Villager Watchman? I think that's Villager Watchman, you know. So Zakalians coming through from the attackers, and it now looks like they're going to do a full rotate around to the back. This is good. So if they can go all the way around back here, which they should do, and come from behind, they shouldn't be going this way though. That's interesting. They should, in my opinion, they should be pushing this way and doing basically the same push that Gumfaction did. Come all the way from behind. You push through as a Zerg, block off the back here, and come through this way and start trebbing shit. It looks like they may still have the units to actually do this fight though. They've got bombs going off. They've got trebs obviously going off because they can treb that whole side. But now the defenders are going to start rotating around with their multiple units of cavalry. They're going to start charging in from multiple directions. These Varangians here may be a bit slow for this charge. Off this counter, but we'll see. Fighting in this corridor is actually good for the defenders as well because it's treb safe. And the unit of Catfrax are going to be coming from behind here now as well. Oh, Gladtime hasn't gone in. Has he not got his unit up? And the defenders have just wiped him, I think. Oh, it's close though. Oh, IPG walk perfectly timed to counter Gladtime's Catfrax coming through here. Very well done, but the defenders have managed to push through. Look, they've cleared him. So it's saying that there are 14 attackers, but there are actually 14 defenders, and the attackers have just been wiped. And I believe Neurotic possibly just rage quit there. or just realise that there's absolutely nothing that can be done and has just decided to leave. Anyway, yeah, Weeds is gone now as well. It makes no sense feeding them extra hero kills. Gumfaction did well there. I've never seen a defense like that. Like I said it multiple times, defending this base point is basically impossible. So Gumfaction just decided not to defend the base point. Aggressively rotated, defended the resupply. Obviously, this road's trebable as well, but it's more spread out than this back corner is, so they did well doing that. And when the second push came from this side, fighting in this corridor here is actually perfect for them. And they had the unit advantage, so they could just push through and murder everything. And obviously the counter charges coming from behind. Obviously Gladsime's cavalry got caught out on this corner from an IPG walk, but because the IPG walked this way, it meant that the cavalry and all the rest of the units coming this way could just plow through without getting stopped whatsoever. But obviously if the IPGs would have walked this way, Gladsime would have come through behind, it would have been the same result. So well played, Gumfaction. They won their attack and now they've won their defense. So it's GG. And that would be 3 points for the Gun Boys. Paella played very well. Can't take anything away from them. They played very well there. They got to the base point and didn't manage to get a cap off on it. I think they were as surprised as I were with the tactic from Gumfaction to be extremely aggressive on the base point and just like aggressively counter push rather than waiting for the attackers to dictate where the fight was going to go. And I don't think Paella were ready for that. I've never seen it done like that before as well. So that was very, very nicely done. Very nice to see. And GG both teams, but obviously massive GGs. Oh, apologies. Massive GGs to Gumfaction with the victoire. Absolutely murking it. That was a nice fight, that. So our next fight is going to be 2100 only Cavs against Endgegner. Right, I haven't seen only Cavs fight at all, and I know Endgegner's a pretty strong team. So I would guess, with absolutely no experience of how the teams, like of how only Cavs actually fight, my gut feeling's saying that Endgegner are going to be difficult to beat for only Cav. However, let's have a look. Did only Cav actually win a match yet? Only Cav, where are they? Only Cav. It says they have won a match, but I believe that was because a team had to leave. So all of the teams were, if you like, gifted a win. And I think only Cavs have possibly actually only lost 2 of their matches. And Endgegner have got a win and a draw. I don't know if that win is actually the gifted one as well, though, or if they actually won that. But Endgegner's a good team, so I'm gonna assume that Endgegner are gonna be a little bit better on the ball than only Cavs. But we'll see. Only Cavs, it's their first season completely as well. Endgegner as well. But Endgegner are obviously well known for being in tournaments and stuff before as well. So we'll see how that goes down. So, looking at the best players from Paella Old School, we have the most heroes killed is Joint from Kiss My Ups and Kiss My Bird, both with 4. Highest units are also from Kiss My Ups. He's got 4 Siphorophanoi, 10 Zakalian, and 9 Shenjis doing absolute god's work killing those units. Those are the units that need to die. So well done, Kiss My Ups. He was obviously MVP for his team, and he gets my MVP as well because killing so many specialist units is the work that needs to be done. And it looks like Kalimkor absolutely hates IPGs because he murdered nearly 2 full units of them. So GG that man. Or is that like a unit's worth? That's about a unit's worth. Also 9 Shinjis though as well, a couple of Zakalian. So GG there. Neurotic did pretty good as well. Got 4 Zakalian, you got a Siphorophanoi, a couple of Varangians, good chunk of Fortobrachia as well to be fair. So, and assists, what were assists? I think the highest assists were 8 from Kiss My Ups as well. So GG boys. Nicely done. Now let's have a look at the winning team, Gumfaction. Ryadine absolutely nuking stuff. Fatal bottom third, obviously, because he's terrible. Although we did get 14 assists, but you know he was playing a musket at the beginning, so he just threw a couple of bombs, and that was his assists done. The highest assist though was actually 17, and that was from Hijaz. He got 23 Shield Maiden as well, and 8 Shenjis. So Riadine at the top of the team with 4, 2, and 15. He's got basically no specialist, but an apps. Oh no, he did. He got 7 Zakali and he got 2 Flames as well. And absolutely murdering the tier 5 units though. And the highest hero killer for the winning team was Don Morales. Don Morales, we'll just say, because I have no clue what comes after that. He got 8-1-14 and 55 units. So he was doing work on the hero front. Very well played. Who did a lot of the specialist killing then? Looks like it's... Oh, apologies. Kalashnikov with the 12 Shenjis and 3 Flames. Apologies for the yawning. It looks like the specialist kills are actually fairly spread out, man. There's a couple obviously with a few higher ones, but it looks like most of the team managed to kill a few of the the specialists as well. Even Fatals, and like he's terrible, so you know. Well done, Gumfaction though, for the win. And Paella Old School played really well as well. Like, look at the fights, look how close they were. Like this first one was a little bit one-sided, if you like, but Paella managed to obviously get the foothold. They managed to get B as well, but there wasn't like absolutely ruffle stomps until the end, basically. So well played both teams, and Paella heads up, boys. Yous have got potential, so don't get demotivated by losing to Gumfaction. Gumfaction, even though it is a new team, they've got a lot of players that have played in other teams before, and they've actually got a good chunk of very good players, so no need to be